Viserys already getting blasted out by Chilpos, and I was a little bit late with my audio. Chilpos popping off cooldowns immediately. Viserys got himself the defensives fully, just looking for a bit of a reset after that first encounter. I don't even know what happened. Full shrouded and ready versus Chilpos, clone him down for just a moment, looking to beam him. And it's going to be a quick interrupt. Chilpos, knowing which ability to interrupt is going to be super important. Does no longer have an interrupt at the moment. There's going to be a stun versus Viserys. The man does not have a trinket though, but that's a wall at the ready. Full mastery buff. As Chilpos just trying to see if he can survive the full go. Stun, blind, looking to maybe get another stun with Remorseless Winter. And Viserys just doesn't give opportunity to even play to his mastery whatsoever. Does get a juke out a kick versus Chilpos, but that's sleep. Oh my god, the execute. Worth an obliterate. Slam it down all at once. My goodness. Chilpos was not playing defensive. It looked like he was. It looked like he was just rotating defense just to save all the damage over an Evoker, but the whole time he was just setting up for his own go. Vin gonna be up next as a Demon Hunter, trying to see if he can maybe rip Chilpos apart. I think he's just waiting for cooldowns. Gonna be a full stun onto Vin. Does go for Trinket immediately. Hunt to follow. Chills does have an AMS for this one. Blind. Got some cooldowns out of Vin. Looking for a bit of reset. Waiting for cooldowns of his own. Is gonna be a Trinket out for Vin though, so Chill can actually control this duel entirely. Vin throwing out a glaze, trying to get a big bleed to just rot down Chilpos little by little. This is gonna go for that Sigil of Fear. Does he have the Lichborn? He does not have Lichborn, but does drop down a dome, reducing a lot of that chaotic damage out of the Demon Hunter. And Chilpos just trying to make sure he's extra safe. Is gonna get himself some more Winter rolling in. Stunned up by the DH. Maybe can still pop off some damage off of this one. Is gonna pop some cooldowns here. Maybe in a big execute. Silence out of Vin is gonna be limited on some of the abilities he can use. Darkness down. Can he potentially bypass the darkness? The darkness is absorbing a lot of the frost DK damage. Does get a stun up with an execute to follow. Does go for the immunity. The execute does go through, ignoring the darkness entirely. Vin at no help whatsoever. Oh my god, what was that setup? What was that execute? He literally lined up his Reaper perfectly as soon as the Nether Walk was falling off. That was incredible. My goodness, and now it's gonna be up next as Assassination Rogue trying to rip some bleeds into Chilpos. He's able to save all the poison toxin damage with that spell warden, but the bleeds are just gonna, I mean, he's just gonna empty him out. Chilpos trying to play it super defensive, may have to go for as much healing as he can. Lichborn using the runic power converted into death goals just to fuel himself full of health. Does have a death pact in case he needs to. My goodness. But I wonder if he has a human racial to break out of stuns, because the next big go from Rogue could be deadly. The Rogue's death mark has been used already. We won't be seeing a death mark for at least like a minute. So at least the worst of the Rogue's burst is gone. But the bleeds and the poisons could still do a lot of damage, putting a lot of pressure onto the Death Knight. Does have himself full burst. Is going to be Trinket potentially available for Scenaris as he gets frozen up. Does he Trinket this one though? Does end up using the human racial to break out of this one. Death and Decay to walk onto the chase after the Rogue. And Chilpos picking up another set of eyes in case the Rogue is nearby. Maybe he can aim as the next go, as the Rogue I think is waiting for a next big kidney shot, cheap shot on Chilpos, putting up the bleeds back up again, and Chilpos is gonna start getting rotted out with those bleeds little by little. Wants to have a go versus the Rogue, but he knows he can't really do much right now. The blades are just doing all physical damage, going right through his armor, and that's it. Maybe Death Strike's keeping him alive, stun onto the scenarios, but nah, so close, man, so close. Just I think he needed some cooldowns back up. If he had any kind of cooldowns going back, the IBF coming back up early enough, maybe it would have been okay. Diabolic's gonna be up next. Demonology, no, Destruction Warlock this time. Is sending out a Succubus over at Scenaris. Succubus was chasing, but didn't quite catch him. Building up some calm points off of that pet, not really engaging with Diabolix at all, just trying to avoid him as best as possible. Maybe just trying to rot down that pet actually. But Diabolix is just chipping away at your health little by little between the Succubus and between the conflagrations. The Mortal Coil put you out in the open. The Scenaris shrinking it. It's going to be quite a bit of damage, but Diabolix shrinking. Maybe Cloak of Shadows tries to go for an interrupt, does land an interrupt on something, but the Dark Pact still does connect. Either way, the Scenaris with a vanish. Is this going to get counter-offensive? Scenaris still getting hit by Succubus. So far, this Rogue hasn't been able to get a proper opener versus Diabolix whatsoever. But at least the Succubus is taking a lot of pressure. Diabolix at this point, was that a shadow step to the pet? Did you just shadow step the pet to avoid Diabolix? Maybe. No trigger for the Rogue, which means Diabolix can just have his way in terms of the CC, sending up a bunch of gates. Chaos Bolt at the ready. Kidney shot. Gonna be a trigger for Diabolix. Scenaris got out in the open. If he can get slowed down, Diabolics can maybe make some damage happen. He's going to open up the gateways, and they're just going to keep pelting the rogue blind onto the Warlock. Can he escape? The succubus, no, he can't escape it, but it does break. I think it's the gateway or the portal that ended up breaking that succubus CC. Still keeping him out in combat, out in the open. More, maybe mortal coil by Diabolics. Zanara said no help whatsoever. What just hit you? Was it just a conflagrations? Is that what it was? I looked away for a second and you had no health. Into a spear, into a spike. Oh my goodness. Diabolics. Normal based demonology, but I think honestly, Dasher may be your calling at this point. Shadhound gonna be up next as a marksman, using double tap before it's gone, trying to go for an aim shot opener onto Diabolics to see himself a big go. Double tap at the ready. Could go for rapid fire, but is a fear gonna break the rapid fire? Oh no, with another portal spawning in. Shadowhunter is gonna get surrounded by these portals. The Infernal joined in, the wall out of Diabolics, just trying to maximize damage with Shad. With the Chaos about to fall, does he have a counter for it? Just getting slammed down, has some survival of the fittest, 20% damage reduction, but it's not enough to prevent this Warlock from just absolutely obliterating you. With Chicago gonna be up next. Do they give Diabolics a chance? They're giving it an honor duel. Look at this. They're actually giving you a proper honor duel. I don't really know how you're gonna recover health. There's no one on the team that can really give you health. Maybe they can just drain life or something, potentially. I think it's trying to have a go. I think it's trying to tell Chicago, hey, you know what? Let's just go. I appreciate the honor duel, but like I can't really recover much here, so let's just do it. Mortal Call sent in. Chicago get hit with a fear. Did they maybe trick it? Does trick it, but it cancel does come out either way. The with a blasphemy joining in. The grape flavored infernal with a big old, what is that called? It's like a havoc zone down onto the ground. Is that just a random havoc zones? Is that mayhem? Is that what that's supposed to be? Gonna be Diabolics trying to see if he can send Chicago back up on top. He's gonna port with him actually. Just kind of trying to control the situation where Chicago is at and trying to chase him away afterwards. Chicago does play into a proper ascendant, so they're not playing in proc ascendants, but maybe having the control of when to use ascendants may end up helping him out a lot. Definitely needs to get himself a little bit of recovery. It's a lot of pressure out of Diabolics with the portals. Oh my god, the portals with the cast and the shadow damage. It's just the passive damage, the proc damage is so strong. Gonna be a full new succubus getting summoned up. Chicago got himself a lot of damage with the ascendants, but a mortal call and a fear. Not much you can do about it. Doesn't trap the fear, but no matter whatsoever. Now is the final chance for them to maybe make a play. Diabolics just goes in for a big port, big lightning bolt, but Chicago try to see if he can maybe damage the succubus for a little bit here. No health whatsoever. Battle Mass Chicken falls off. That's gonna be succubus. You see, there's nothing he can do. It's just over. As Diabolics walks in. Oh my god. Diabolical right here. Oh, dude, you played demonology this entire time. You're in coming to duels playing demo. Your calling has been Destro all along. This guy. He does a lot of damage. My goodness. Oh, alrighty, boys. Let's get us another going here, yeah? What's that? Was that dwarf?